Alright guys, this is Michael Perez. This is for My Creative Life Case 2. So I decided to work with something that was super unfamiliar with me. In my last case I did something involving ice. So this time I actually have somebody who's an expert in cutting ice. Which was really a cool experience for me. I wanted to learn how to make ice completely clear, to where it's looking almost like a glass effect. Now this is related to my work as well. We're trying to figure out better ways to make our cocktails nicer, more presentable, and with these in a cheap way. So we made our own ice. I used a igloo box, like lunch box kind of thing. Filled it up with water and let it freeze in the freezer for about 2 days. This video is going to show us the ending of after we froze it. We had to let it thaw out, and then we popped it out. And this video is going to show the process of what it took to cut ice, carve it down to where it fits in a glass, and then also what it looks like when it's made with a cocktail. This is a really cool experience for me. I learned a lot. This is actually something that we will be using at my work. The person in this video is Tristan. He's a mixologist expert, cocktail expert. He's from New York. He's got a lot of backgrounding in this. And in New York, they actually have people who they pay people to cut their ice for them, for their cocktails. And it's about 75 cents a cube, I believe is what he said. And they get them delivered daily. So I thought that was something cool. So now we're going to cut into this video, and this is going to show the process of us at work, and what we did and how we did it. And then I'll come back on and we'll talk about the video. Enjoy.
Score the ice, and once you get that groove in there, and if I push hard enough, you can see it start to splinter. But the better way to do it is percussive. So what we're going to do is, once we're sure we have a good line on there, we're going to take this, you just hold the knife in place, and if we tap it, you see that crack starting to form? Mm-hmm. Because it's a crystal lattice, it should go all the way down. So that's the first of our crappy ice. Now, we're gonna. God, I haven't heard this album since like middle school.
I know, and usually he's playing Traviesos de la Sierra. I'm all surprised.
Alright, go for it. Move the knife back a little bit, and now you have a better edge. Now with a shitty piece of ice like this, we may end up. Now this ice underneath this that I'm getting to is noticeably hard. So now, watch this. Go ahead and do that right there. Let's make them a little bit bigger. Okay, now score it just like you did. And sometimes we're thin enough now that you're already doing it instead of pressure, which is fine. And go for it. Okay. Just tap it. Just gentle. Bam. Okay, now one more tap. And now separate them. You may have to tap it a few times, but it's broken all the way through. So. Now back the knife up towards you. There it is. Great. Now you're going to flip this on its side and do the same process. And you're almost done one cube. for it. Tap it. It's that percussion right there that's going to do perfect shear every fucking time.
That is so
Now,
badass.
this is too big for glass, right? So
Right.
when you keep that in mind, cut these a little bit smaller and then next time. But this is really usable because you can now go through and shape the corners off. And you can end up making
minute
a
by
gem.
minute. This is dope.
So, and until you can work this down until you have something you like inside. It's also soft enough now because it's so tempered. And if we take out a knife, all right. So this is
Like
one
a
of the
Swift.
problems.
Like a Swift.
No, even like here. Let's try it here. I'll show you what to do with that in a second. So you start that little thing and see how soft that is.
Yeah.
Sometimes you're out of sync with the. Like it's just
wow.
it's gentle. It's just like it's almost like making a noise. It's not a
Freaking
force.
so cool, man.
So to get this one down, like let's say we're just doing this as a cube.
Sure. Now you can do this again here. I mean, this probably will fit in glass, but you can do it here, gentle, right? And then you're just gonna come in and you're just gonna give it a little, and you have a cube that goes in glass. Yeah. But as you get better with it, we come check it out.
Cool.
So that's gonna be our new old-fashioned cube right there, all done by hand by the bar backs. That kind of stuff. So now, if we pull that out, you can shape those gem sides if you wanted to. I love the gem corners. So like, take out a corner like that, bring it. But you can, I mean, you
Yeah.
can bring them all the way down. So there you go. That's what they're all gonna look like. They'll be easier. The bigger we get sheets, the bigger and shallower, the easier it is.
Dude, this is crazy.
It doesn't look like it's gonna be that clear when you run in the cooler. Huh?
No, I was like,
Yeah.
man, I don't think I did it right.
And then you get these in like literally.
Yeah.
It's just
Dude, that is so.
there's still that. If you want to break that down into whatever shapes you want, go for it.
Oh.
This is quite the size.
Alright, so
Put that in there.
this
You go
here.
old fashioned over it. Two options, right? Well,
Glass.
say you have. Say you have like I've got sugar in there, bitters in there, I got bourbon in there.
Oh my
Yeah, that
god.
way it doesn't
And
splash.
you just want to lower it down, right? Sometimes they're too big to fit this in, but you can stir it in here. That's super easy. It's going to stir it out. And if it's right, and if it's too big.
Oh. Hello.
So, great. Now, and then take those and just give a nice little spritz over the top. Perfect. And the lemon like this, what we call rabbit ears, like
Okay.
that. And then when you present it, it kind of comes up that way to the guest.
All right, guys. So that was my process. That was the project that we did. It took us all together with the freezing of the ice and creating these cocktails. It probably took, it took 2 days to freeze the ice, and then it took possibly, after cutting it and showing us the instructions and stuff, it took us about 45 minutes to an hour. You have to let the ice sit out and you have to let it sweat, is what they call it, so we can start cutting it. You can't just pull it out of the freezer and start working on it. So there is a little time that you have to wait. Usually with bigger blocks, it could be up to like 45 minutes until it gets that perfect kind of temperature to work with. We did it all at Zinc, my job. So we had the igloo box, the knife, and then the muddler, which should have been a mallet kind of thing, but we, improvised. You didn't really need too much. You just needed a knife of some sort or a blade. So I was with Tristan Willie. He's the one that inspired me to kind of do this. He's helping with the revamp of our cellar bar. We're turning it into more of a cocktail style, New York style lounge, more classic cocktails. So he was big inspiration in like learning this new technique and how to do it. How to make ice crystal clear was cool. In the freezing process, all it does is it brings all of the pressure or all of the impurities to the top of the ice, or in our case was that part that we cut off at the very beginning. That's all the impurities that were in the ice, and it leaves that crystal clear ice. So yeah, the parts. Let's see. I failed like multiple times with the ice. I'm glad we had a big block and we were just messing with it. But yeah, the technique of it is crazy. Once you get it down, it's so simple to do. When he told me we were going to be cutting ice, I thought it was going to be the hardest thing in the world. Thought it was going to be a lot of labor, but it was incredible how you can just tap it and it popped off like little like cubes. It was crazy. I guess the challenging part to me was the fact that I didn't really understand the process of how it was going to happen. When he said freeze a block of ice and then bring it in, I couldn't grasp the fact of how we were going to do this. And once we started doing it, it was just so mind-blowing to me that we were able to accomplish making cubes of ice that were crystal clear that would fit in a glass that we could use in a cocktail. I thought it was just such an amazing process and such a cool learning experience for me. The thing that we did was very functional. We're really going to be using this. We have our bar backs that a lot of them were standing around in that video. They're learning. We'll have a bunch of those boxes like that in the office or in the freezer, and we'll be doing that daily at our restaurant. It's real simple, and once you get the technique down, it's super fast and easy. So yeah, I think this was a great experience and creative case number 2 complete. Thanks, guys. Love to hear your feedback.